Chris here, and this is the Alldocube X. This tablet started its life as a crowd-funded tablet on Indiegogo.com for $199 US for the very early backers. I ended up paying $219 for this one right here, and it is now currently selling for about $270. The key feature of this tablet and why it is getting quite a bit of attention, because it has Samsung's 10.5-inch Super AMOLED screen on it. It's fully laminated, has a resolution of 2560 by 1600, and in my testing, the maximum brightness is 600 lux, which is very good. So it's a bright screen. I have a couple of minor complaints with it, however, and that is the saturation tends to be a little bit oversaturated. There's no white balance tweaks with the settings. Now, normally you get mirror vision from MediaTek. It's an application to control the white balance and the saturation. It's missing for some reason on this ROM. And then the lowest brightness to me is just a little bit too bright. So if you're using it in a completely black room, no light on, whatever, it's just a little too bright, I find, for your eyes there. But it does have a blue light filter mode, and there is a black and white reading mode here. It supports 10 touch points, and it is a very premium panel. It's not a second. You would think for the price of this tablet and that premium screen that they might have gone with a second there, but no. I don't think it is. There's no defaults at all that I can find with my unit right here. So it has Android 8.1 as mentioned. It might be getting an update to Android Pie, Android 9. It looks like they may possibly be working with XDA with this, with the development of the ROM, which would be really good. But I don't think we've heard anything else on that matter there. ROM performance itself is snappy, it is quick, but when you do fill up that memory or you start to do a lot of multitasking, you notice, as you'd expect, that these 6 cores can tend to struggle a little with their maximum 2.1 turbo. It's not a high-end chipset, the MTK8176 that this has. Now it's paired up with 64 gigabytes of storage. That storage is eMMC 5.1 spec. And then when we look at the build of the tablet, it is premium, it is very good. We've got metal volume up and down buttons. Got slim bezels left and right, as you can see. Top and bottom bezels, okay, a little bit bigger there. But it's a unibody alloy build that weighs only 496 grams, which is very good. And it's about 6.9 millimeters thin. So very thin, it is light. And when you give it a bit of a flex, there is no flex. There's no creaks. So overall, it has a good finish to it, a premium build, which is great. We do have Type-C on here, so the Type-C port will support MediaTek's Pump Express. And in my testing, it runs at 9 volts, 2 amps, at about 18 watts is the charge rate. So it will fully charge the tablet in approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is much quicker than a lot of the tablets that I've tested with other MediaTek processors. They normally run at only 5 volts, 2 amps charging, and will take a lot longer, 3.5 to 4 hours. So it's quick here. And yes, if you're gaming and charging at the same time, it will charge the battery. So there's no problem with that there. Now the audio on it, so we've got 2 top firing speakers. They sound a lot louder than your typical Chinese tablet. There's no real bass to them. If you want a sample, please check out my unboxing video. And the 3.5mm headphone jack supports mics. It is loud, it is clear. It has an AKM audio DAC that is handling the audio on this tablet. So normally you just get the run-of-the-mill MediaTek. Here you can tell a difference. It seems to me to sound just a little bit clearer, a little bit louder. So overall, above average audio with this right here. Now we have an 8,000 milliamp hour battery in this, and I find the battery life to be a little disappointing. Now Alldocube claims 8 hours maximum use, and perhaps you may be able to squeeze that out with no brightness level or 0% brightness and just watching video. In my testing, gaming about 3.5 to 4 hours. Light use, which is just like web browsing, a little bit of streaming, you're going to get close to about 6.5, 7 hours. 7 hours is really the maximum I feel with this tablet. So a little disappointing there in terms of battery life. Now the other thing too to note that it does not support Widevine level 1. Now this is a DRM cert for it, and if it doesn't have it, which most Chinese tablets don't, this jargon translates into Netflix stuck in standard definition. So yes, we have an amazing screen with a high resolution, and there we are watching standard definition Netflix, which is really quite disappointing. We can't fully take advantage of that. So I hope Cube can address this. Hopefully they can, with the help of XDA, apply for that and then get it certified, which would be really great. The tablet has a side fingerprint reader, and I'll place my finger on there now. And you see that took about 2 to 3 seconds. So it's not the fastest. I'll do that again. 1, 2. So about 2 seconds. So only 480p for the resolution on the front-facing camera. That's disappointing. It would be great if it was 720p. And I have noticed that sometimes the audio is also out of sync when recording with the stock camera app. When you're using things like Skype, it's not out of sync then. And then onto gaming performance. So the games that I have tested, most of them will run really well. Lighter engines, they run perfectly fine. So games like Hit, Lineage 2, all playable. World of Tanks, and then your warships, they can even run on high settings, fine. PUBG, it needs to be run on low settings. In fact, that's the only option you get. You get a little bit of slowdown and lag, but overall playable. The one game that I've tested that doesn't run well is Shadow Gun Legends. So this one starts out well with a good frame rate, but then becomes a choppy, stuttery mess, which is completely unplayable. Now, applications, like if you're looking at Amazon Prime, it's going to work fine. Streaming is good. YouTube 1440p, wireless range and signal strength is also very good. And PDF files, great there, no problem. They look really good on the screen. And yes, the performance of reading very large PDFs is a little slow because of the medium chipset that it has in here. And not even that, it's a very low-end chipset. So it's not super powerful. So when it comes to overall this tablet, excellent build quality, it's premium. Premium screen, above average audio, below average battery life. So battery life I find to be, as mentioned, a little disappointing there. The ROM, it's stock Android 8.1, and I'm crossing my fingers that we get Android 9 on this. And for the price that it's currently selling for, $270, which is a little bit higher, you get the premium screen, but is it really worth it in the end? Well, it all depends on your needs. If you intend to game on this and you want the best gaming performance, you need to get something like Samsung's Galaxy Tab S4 for that. Or a more powerful tablet with a more powerful chipset. Or the Mi Pad 4, for example, Snapdragon 660 will be a lot more smooth, more fluid than this one. But if you want a premium screen, high resolution screen, and you're not worried about the Widevine Level 3, it's one to go for, and it does get the thumbs up from me here, the Alldocube X. Thank you so much for watching this video here, and please do like and subscribe for more up and coming videos. Bye for now.